going because I was in the building area today, so it's not actually ready. Let's see, enter world. It will start, and then I'll TP you all over. Okay. Hello, Shiny.
Okay.
Nice to see you. Can you hear us, Shiny? By the way. Hey, good. Can we hear you? Oh, here I go. Okay, I'm going. Ah, see you in a minute. Okay. And as ever, slight delay with the old noodle, noodle, noodle. Don't know why it does this, but it does every time I transport. Just have to wait, be patient, and then I can hopefully get down here into the house area. Okay. So I'll TP people over into the house in a moment. Okay. Hey, excellent. So let's see. Okay, get everybody together, and yep, thought as much. You're going to land on the table. Never mind.
Thank you. Hi, Aladdin.
Where is Aladdin?
Just trying to run away from here.
It's running away.
I don't know.
Hi, Aladdin. Okay, I thought that for
Hello, Len.
talking about the dangers of winter, it might be nice if we're nice and comfy inside and safe, or as safe as you can feel, anyway. So you can join me at the table, or just stand up to you. Shiny's typing away furiously there.
Yeah.
Now keep an eye open for Oscar in case he joins us, because I haven't got him on my radar at the moment, and he sometimes is a bit late. So if you see him online, just remind me. I'll TP him over. Okay. Okay, got a little bit of noise coming through on Traum's mic. Traum, you got a bit of.
I'm going to mute my mic.
Okay, okay. Well, don't worry too much. We can, but if you mute it when you're not speaking, okay. And if you notice, Aladdin has a white dot. Yay!
Yes, I have a
Come
white
back.
dot here.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know, it just makes a difference. And you can hear me, can you, Aladdin? Because I know you had real problems this morning actually hearing me. It was so funny. We were talking in chat in Kitely. I was listening to Aladdin in Kitely, but he was listening to me on the stream.
Oh.
There's always a way around these things, but it was a bit awkward. So you can actually hear me, Aladdin. Yeah?
Yes, I can hear you, all of you. No.
Hey, excellent. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, so Aladdin, you weren't here for my little bit of my spiel. Oh, what's happened to Marco? He's disappeared. Let's send him a teleport again. Okay. Don't know why that sometimes happens. There he is. Hi, Marco. Oh, hi, Marco. Boing, boing. Can you hear us, Marco? Are you okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good, good. Okay, so we're going to talk about winter, but not the fun side. I'm sorry. We've been skating, we've been skiing, we've had a snowball fight, but winter can actually, although it can be beautiful and you can have lots of fun, it can be dangerous, even deadly. Okay. Now, obviously, there are different ways winter can impact on an area and on the people who live there, and it can depend on where you live as to how bad you think winter is. So, for example, in some parts of the world, just near freezing temperature, 0 degrees, -1, -2, can be considered extremely cold. But in other parts, extreme cold means temperatures well below 0. I mean, they'd laugh at me complaining about -6 this morning. They go, it's nothing, it's -20 here. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's bad. And having experienced -10, -15, there is a degree of cold that is just, you realise, hang on, this is actually quite dangerous, okay? So it can depend on perspective. Like, I think plus 30 degrees is kind of hot. And then Bubbly will tell me it's plus 45, and I think, okay, that's hot. Exactly, Monique. Yeah, you're saying, oh, it's freezing here. It's 11 degrees. And I'm like, lucky, get your bikini on. So if we think about a harsh winter, what we call a harsh winter, so winter's winter. Winter comes around every year. But then if you have a harsh winter, and I would say that Europe at the moment is experiencing a harsh winter, what kind of dangers do you think it can bring? Take the mic when you've got some thoughts to share.
A harsh winter can bring lots of bad things for all the people, especially, also for example, they go on the pavement and it's slippery, and the flat where they live in could maybe not be so warm, so they could freeze in their own home, and to get to the doctors and all the important errands they have to do on a daily basis is more difficult. It's more difficult for all the people. And yes, and here it's all sometimes when it snows so much, then the roofs have to carry the heavy load. And what shall do an old people? They cannot go up to the roof and to shovel the snow off. And yes, I think this is the but all the people, the generation now, the younger generation, they don't know how a harsh or a winter with lots of snow could be. The older people know it, because in some generations back, the winter here was more wintry with lots of more snow, and lots of people grew up in farmers up in the mountains, and they couldn't sometimes not even go to school because of the snow. And yes, but as old people, even they have survived those kind of winters. Yes, have problems now, because they are old people has to do with his own body, and their bodies get cools faster than another one who has lots of movements and exercises and does plenty on food.
Yeah, absolutely. The elderly and, well, vulnerable, even the very young, are more vulnerable to extreme cold than fit younger people. Monique, take the mic.
No, yes, I just wanted to add that some of the dangers could be, yeah, maybe as strong. You can, I think that people can get easily because of the weather. And also, if you don't have the right temperature body, you can, I don't know, get anemia or something that could be, that's dangerous for part of your body, actually. also lose part of your body if you are exposed to the
Yeah,
low
bits start dropping off, literally.
Exactly. And also, I was thinking about avalanches. So, of course, it depends where you live and if you are close to the mountain. So, other risks.
Yeah, and unfortunately, of course, I don't know if you're aware, but that's been in the news recently. We'll talk about that in a minute. Marco, please build this one for us. I'm not sure about opening this one. Let's have a look. Oh, good grief. Okay, we'll ask Eleanor to build that one. She's into this sort of stuff. Okay. Very good. Flight path of the ski jumper. We will see. We will see. Anyway, you mentioned something as well, Traum. Shoveling snow. Now, when there's been heavy snow and you need to clear the paths, every year somebody dies just from shoveling snow. People suffer heart attacks whilst they're shoveling snow. In fact, if you were to go online into Google and ask Google to how to shovel snow, you'll find so much advice there now about how not to do it. Because of this, people injure themselves quite badly trying to shovel snow. Yeah, exactly. They're not in good shape. They're suddenly out doing some really quite heavy work. They don't do it properly. They try and lift the snow, and you shouldn't. You should just push it, you know, you like a snowplow and push it out. Or they're using the wrong equipment, or they're dressed in the wrong clothing, and yeah, they actually die just outside their house shoveling snow. It's so sad. Marco, take the mic.
I think that especially people who are affected with harsh winter, with the snow blizzards or something like it, is elder people from some distant or in rural area, because because of their age, they cannot some services for helping the elders try to help them, and it's a really difficult situation. We have in our country, like in some distant area, like it's also because problems, and also water. Yes, it can be.
Yeah, you've got a little bit of breaking up there, Marco.
The most difficult. Okay.
Yeah, it's just every so often it's you know, I can hear it and then suddenly it'll start to, you'll see in the stream it starts to break up. But you're right. People who aren't used to doing it, but in Germany there are companies that offer this service to actually clear the snow for you, but you have to of course pay. And a couple of years ago we noticed one of our neighbours was struggling, so my husband would clear the front of our house and then pop over the road and clear hers, and then I think she noticed he was doing that and got embarrassed, and she hired this company that comes and does it. She's no longer with us sadly now, but you know, we try to be good neighbours, and if we see somebody can't do it themselves, we'll be out there with the brush and the shovel doing it for them. But I think it is a day, you know, it sounds silly, shoveling snow, how could that be dangerous? But every year, and you have to do it because, as you quite rightly pointed out, Traum, walking on an icy pavement is also dangerous. And so you need to clear the pavement, you need to clear the roads. Somebody's going to have to do it. And if you haven't got a machine that does it for you, then you're out there with a shovel and a brush and some salt to spread to stop it getting icy and slippy. And even then, accidents happen. Now, Shiny, you mentioned the suffocating in cars. Okay, to suffocate. And of course, yes, car accidents are, I mean, from little bumps to leaving the, I've left the road in a car before now. I was travelling to Frankfurt, driving along for an English lesson, believe it or not, to give an English lesson in the snow, and suddenly, that was it, my car just slid off the road into a ditch, and I was very lucky. Major road, but imagine if you slid into a ditch in a remote area and nobody noticed and you couldn't get out the car. Yep, again, people die suffocating in their cars. And you mentioned also, Monique, okay, so people can have accidents. They could suffer a heart attack while shoveling snow. If they're in the cold for a long time, they can suffer from frostbite. That was the word you were looking for, Monique. Or hypothermia. Okay. If they're in the cold for too long, anybody, doesn't matter how fit you are, if you're in cold, extreme weather for too long, you can suffer from frostbite and you can suffer from hypothermia. And Monique, yes, can also cause lots of fender benders. Listen to the traffic reports during the winter in the UK or in Germany or in other European countries. Every year there'll be somebody, you know, there'll be a car, there'll be a traffic jam somewhere because there've been multiple accidents on the motorway or multiple accidents on a road. People just bumping into each other. Marco, take the mic.
Can you hear me now properly?
That sounds better, yes. Keep talking.
Why not? Yes, about one pond here in we call it Adacigalia, and it's covered with ice, and people used to not use, but nowadays they are like prefer ice skating above it, but it's not so secure, and officials have some measurement against it, like that they will ban to ice skating above this pond, because that is not secure, because ice can broke, and so someone and just because they go from one side to another side, people now cross the pond, and they are not aware of, and they above the ice with their little children, and it's not so secure, because you know, if the ice broke, they can be seriously injured or something like it. But I heard that officials will bring some kind of solution to forbid that.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of areas which have traditionally been used for ice skating, and suddenly, as you say, for safety reasons, officials have closed them down over time. And but people who've traditionally gone there to ice skate don't like that, and they go anyway. And then every year there've been there are accidents. Let me share a photo with you. I'll put it into, this is a photo, it's actually in German, and it says danger of death, basically. Treading on the ice is forbidden. Okay, now they put this sign up, but every year people go onto this particular area and go ice skating. Sometimes with skates on, sometimes just in their shoes, sometimes on trays. But they go because that's what they've always done. They, fair enough. They take the risk. They know the risk. They know what it is. Let me just share the link with you so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. And it's quite an amusing little picture, but with a serious message. As I say, it's in German. And treading on the ice is forbidden. Danger. Okay. This actual photograph was taken in July, which was quite funny, but it's there all year round. Yeah, people break rules, or they think the rules won't apply to them. I've always skated here. It's nothing's ever happened to me, and then until it does. Nothing ever happens until it does.
But no, it's that they are used to, because a few years ago, now it's after I don't know how many times, it's like a strong winter, because few years it's the same situation in Germany and in Austria, but it's few years ago. Nowadays it's like a real winter, but the year ago and 2 years ago it wasn't like it was like almost as a spring or as a autumn.
Okay.
It's,
now I mentioned earlier harsh winter. How can we describe a winter that's not as cold as usual? How would we describe that? So we've got a harsh winter. That means it's cold.
mild.
Yeah, that's it. A mild winter. Yeah, that's what we normally say. So yes, for the last few years we've had very mild winters, and now we've got this harsh winter. Okay, now I mentioned hypothermia. Does everybody know what it means? Hypothermia?
Your body frozen. And especially your, for example, or your hands or that part of.
Actually, that's not the bit you have to worry about. That's frostbite, which attacks your extremities. With hypothermia, no, it's not fear of heights. By the way, that's what you'd say, fear of heights. It's actually a medical condition brought on by extreme cold.
When could it be when the cold sneaks in
Yes.
our bodies?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. What they call the core body temperature. When it goes down a certain, below a certain, when it goes below a certain temperature, in your core, it's less than 95 degrees Fahrenheit, it can kill you. Again, regardless of how fit you are, how young or old, it's a killer. So would somebody like to read about hypothermia? Who was the first person I met today? I think it was you, Monique. Would you like to read that?
But I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. No, because I was thinking that hypothermia comes first and then the other. I had the name for.
Frostbite?
Yeah. So you need to have hypothermia first.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. Not at all. You can get hypothermia without frostbite, and you can get frostbite without hypothermia.
Ah, okay. Thank you. Hypothermia is a condition when the body temperature drops to less than 95, and it can, for those who survive, and they're likely to be lasting damage, the kidneys, liver, and pancreas. Warning signs include uncontrollable shivering, memory loss, orientation, coherence, slurred speech, drowsiness, apparent exhaustion. Take the person's temperature below 95. Seek medical care immediately.
Okay, good. I don't know what it is about that end of the table, but we've got another problem just with the general sound quality. But anyhow, it sounded good to me. Just the one you were saying, drown. To drown is to Breathe in
I
water.
know.
Yeah. Drowsy. Yeah. To feel drowsy is more when you feel sleepy. So drowsy.
Drowsy.
Drowsiness. Yeah. Drowsiness.
Drowsiness.
Good. Good. A lot of the symptoms of being a little drunk, actually, there. Slurred speech, drowsiness. You might lose
It's more like
consciousness. Yeah.
when you feel I know, but
Okay, so
yeah.
if you pass out, it means you lose consciousness. Dizziness is the feeling you might have before you pass out. If you feel dizzy, it's like the room's moving and you feel like you're going to fall, and that's feeling dizzy. Lack of oxygen to the brain can cause dizziness. Okay, you can feel sleepy. Sleepy isn't necessarily feeling dizzy. I can feel sleepy without feeling dizzy. But for example, if you stand up too quickly and you think, whoa, that's feeling dizzy, where your head's swirling. Okay. Drowsiness is, again, that feeling of feeling sleepy. If you're drowsy, you feel like you want to go to sleep. Drowsiness. Okay.
It's not good
I think
feeling.
another word.
Yeah, it just means, oh, I just want to go to bed. I just want to go to sleep. If I just go to sleep here for a minute, I'll feel better. And it's really dangerous if you have hypothermia. That's what kills you. This feeling of almost euphoria, almost, oh, it'll be all right. I'll be okay. I just need to sleep for a little bit, then I'll feel better. And unfortunately, that's what kills many people. Yeah, somnolence, exactly. It's not a word. I use drowsy more than I use somnolent, I'll be honest. Okay, so another volunteer to read, please.
Yes, Miriam.
Okay, Trowel, you
Can I
can
take
read
the
about
next?
frostbite. Okay.
Okay. Frostbite is damage to body tissue caused by extreme cold. A wind chill of minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit with light winds will cause frostbite in just 30 minutes. Frostbite causes a loss of feeling and a white or pale appearance in the extremities, such as fingers, toes, earlobes, or the tip of the nose. If symptoms are detected, get medical help immediately. If you must wait for help, slowly re-warm affected areas. However, if the person is also showing signs of hypothermia, warm the body core before the extremities.
Good, well done. Okay, just two words for you to look at, Traum. The first is body, not baddie, body. It's an O. I know you don't like the O sound, but body.
Okay, body.
That's better. And then extremities. Although we're talking about extreme, we often say extreme, it becomes the extremities.
The extremities. E or A? Extremities or A?
I say
A.
I say extremities. But some people say extremities. Okay. Don't worry too much about that, but just not extreme. Not eam. Okay. And of course the extremities, that's your fingers, your nose, your toes. A lot of climbers who do extreme mountain climbing, they lose a couple of toes because they suffer from frostbite and the toes literally have to be cut off before they go gangrenous. Fingers as well, tips of fingers, and sometimes even the tips of your nose. And it can lead to hypothermia, but again, hypothermia can occur inside. People the elderly people in the UK who switch off their heating to save money, they can die of hypothermia even though it's not that cold outside. Their core body temperature drops, and before you know it, even though they're inside their house, they're suffering from hypothermia. You can get little thermometers for the house for elderly people, which will tell them when to put the heating on. Okay, it will actually warn them, put the heating on. Your house is too cold. Bjorn Ragnar's son survived a harsh winter. Yes, indeed. I'm watching the final series at the moment, so let's not go too much into that. It's so gruesome. It's so gruesome. Yet climbing Everest. We don't say the Everest, believe it or not. It's one of those, like, it just takes Everest, climbing Everest. Every year people lose their lives up there, and they're lucky if that's all they lose. If all they lose is a finger and a couple of toes. They lose their extremities, indeed. I know an old lady, she's fully dressed in winter clothes when she goes to bed. Okay, that's sad. Better just to turn the heating on a bit, maybe. Okay, Chinese... Oh, sorry, yes, Tom?
She lives in an old house, and it has been improved in this way. We have to get our homes so warm as possible when we are getting older. I go in a nursery home. Yes, but it's not funny really.
A nursing home. Nursing home. Yeah, most elderly people don't want to do that, but sometimes it becomes necessary for just, I mean, it's certainly would probably keep them that bit warmer. And I know that your winters can be very severe, Traum.
It's easy. It's up in the roof isn't you know, it's roof, and yes, and what comes yeah,
you're breaking up a little bit too much now, Traum. I'm sorry. Your voice is breaking up completely. Ooh.
Okay, that's I
don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's suddenly breaking up so badly, but it is. That's life online. I think everybody's experiencing it now. So, Shiny, could you read a little bit about what to do when people are suffering from frostbite and suffering from hypothermia?
If medical care is not available, warm the person slowly, starting with the body core. Warming the arms and legs first drives cold blood toward the heart and can lead to heart failure. If necessary, use your body heat to help. Get the person into dry clothing and wrap them in a warm blanket, covering the head and neck. Do not give the person alcohol, drugs, coffee, or any hot beverage or food. Warm broth is an excellent choice.
Very good, well done. Yeah, so you'd think, you know, oh, warm up their hands, warm up their feet, but they do say no, don't. Not in cases of hypothermia. Yes, in cases of frostbite, but not in cases of hypothermia. And the old idea of giving people brandy, I don't know, have you seen those dogs, those St. Bernard dogs with the brandy round their neck? Have you seen pictures of that?
Yeah. But breathe. Yeah.
With the barrel round the neck. It's
Yeah.
quite famous.
They are huge.
Yes.
Way. My gosh.
But the last thing you want to give somebody, there's one, and he's lovely, beautiful dogs, but the last thing you should give anybody who's suffering from hypothermia is alcohol, because it thins the blood and it's more likely to lead to more heat loss. So warm broth, chicken noodle soup, can't go wrong with chicken noodle soup. That's it. Yeah, that's it, Tram. We call them St. Bernards. St. Bernards. Okay, just the one word that needs a bit of work, Shiny. Alcohol. So alcohol. Try it.
Alcohol.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so who's next? Marco, I think you were next. I'd like you to read a little bit about the danger of heavy snow. Okay.
Lynn, have you said noodle soup?
Chicken noodle soup.
Okay.
That's what I was surviving on last week with the flu. I should have mentioned it yesterday. One of my home cures, chicken noodle soup.
Snow, heavy snow. Heavy snow and blizzards can immobilize a region and paralyze a city, standing motorists, stopping the flow of supplies, and disrupting emergency services. Buildings may even collapse, and trees and power lines can be destroyed from heavy snow. In rural regions, homes and farms may be isolated for days, and livestock could be lost. I was talked almost the same.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you got to read that one. So not isolated, isolated.
Isolated.
Yeah,
Okay.
we often say to be cut off. Yeah, this village has been cut off for days, and they'll fly in food and blankets, etc., because they're cut off. It means they can't move out, and nobody can get in on using the roads or the normal transport system. So even in the UK, sometimes small villages and towns can be cut off by the weather. The passes can close in Wales. There are passes. You know, you think of England as being quite mild, but we do sometimes suffer from these extreme harsh weather conditions. Okay. Any questions? Blizzards? Everybody knows what a blizzard is? Yeah, to be cut off from another
Like a
part
storm?
of the country. Sorry, Monique, yeah?
It is like a storm, but
Yes, it's like a storm, but with heavy snow. Okay. And we often say a whiteout. Okay, we call it a whiteout. And a blizzard is normally a mixture of snow and heavy winds, and we often talk about blizzards and where you've got really high piles of snow. We call it drifting snow and snow drifts. So you might only have, I don't know, a couple of inches of snow, but the wind pushes it in front of your door. And before you know it, you can't open your door. It's been blocked by a snowdrift. Okay.
So it's a pile, like
A
a
pile
but-
of snow, yeah, but we call it a snowdrift.
okay.
Okay.
And Lynn, is that after to be cut off the next preposition, or is from?
Yes. Cut off
To be
from
cut off
the main
from.
road, to be cut off from the rest of the country. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, now, strangely, as I said earlier, it can depend very much on what part of the world you live in, because somehow in the UK, paralysing and stranding motorists, that can happen with an inch of snow, okay? We get half an inch of snow, everything grinds to a halt. I am not exaggerating. It's incredible. You see piles and piles of snowdrifts over people's heads in some parts of the world, and they're getting on with it. And in England, half an inch of snow, the whole place grinds to a standstill. Traum, take the mic.
First, Is my voice better right now?
Yeah, we've still got that
Or
noise, but keep going, keep going. No, it's breaking up now. Sorry, it's breaking up really badly now. I don't know why. Don't know why it should suddenly break up. Try standing up, Traum. Try just standing. Hang on. Try standing up.
Yes. Oh, I'm doing.
Then I think you've got a connection problem. Okay, that's what it is. So sorry, you'll have to type, and if you listen to the recording, you'll see what I mean. So I think you've got lag, Traum. That's why we can't hear you properly. Okay, let's move on then. Aladdin, could you tell us about ice, please? Here it is. Here's your text.
Ice, heavy ice, accumulations and bring down objects like trees, utility poles and lines, and communications towers. Power can be distributed or lost for days, while utility companies repair the damage. Even a small amount of ice can cause hazardous conditions for motorists and pedestrians. People may try to skate on ice only to find it is not safe.
Very good, which is what
Safe.
Marco mentioned, yes. So
Safe.
even the ice skating on the pond can, if you fall through, you can end up drowning, or you might suffer from frostbite or hypothermia. Okay, just a couple of words for you, Aladdin. The first one, disrupted.
Disrupted.
Yeah, if anything is disrupted, it means it doesn't work properly. Sometimes your internet service provider, the connection might be disrupted, and then you can't get on the internet.
I said
think
distributed, right?
Yes, it was more of a, it's more a hybrid
Far
between distributed and disrupted. It was a bit
And
odd.
between no, yeah. It's related to power distribute.
Yeah, power distribution can be disrupted.
Yeah.
And then hazardous, dangerous, hazardous.
Hazardous.
Yeah, you might see that on cigarette packets. You know, smoking can be hazardous to the health. Actually, I think nowadays it says smoking can kill, or smoking will kill, or smoking's deadly, that kind of thing, but hazardous. And then pedestrians. When you walk outside along the pavement, you're a pedestrian, okay? Try it.
Pedestrians.
That's it, good. Marco, take the mic.
It's in rare situation it happens, but it happens sometimes that some people can be hurt by if, for instance, from some ice, like ice pole or something. I don't know how to express it, like that structure of ice, like it's a similar icicle. Okay, it can fell off from the roof, of the building, and can seriously can cause a death also, because it's from high. It falls from the high distance, and it can hurt someone. It's also can be one of downsides of winter.
Yeah, and even snow falling off the roof can hurt people. Quite often in areas with heavy snow, regular heavy snow, the roofs will have like little ledges along them to stop too much snow falling off and potentially hurting pedestrians and passers-by. Oh, by the way, Aladdin, Oscar, have a seat, not have a sit. So you could say, Oscar, sit down, or Oscar, have a seat. Okay? Okay, so, oh, not sure what happened to Aladdin. He seems to have disappeared. There he is.
I'm still here.
Good, 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 good. I couldn't see you, you just suddenly disappeared. I thought you'd fallen through the floor, maybe. Okay, so ice is also dangerous. Now, ice and snow together can cause avalanches in mountainous areas, and they're very dangerous. An avalanche is a mass of snow, ice and rocks that come down the mountainside. Okay, and the video, I'll share a video with you later. Only watch it if you're not too badly affected by such things. But this recent terrible avalanche in Italy, which has destroyed a hotel and people still trapped, and oh, it's horrible. But I'll share that at the end. Okay, so next, who hasn't read? I think Oscar, you haven't read. Bear with me. Let's talk about the wind and wind chill. Okay, Oscar, are you okay to read? Can you talk?
I don't know if you can hear me.
Yay, I can hear you. Good.
Okay. Hi everyone.
Hi, nice to see you.
I was trying to update my dress code, and now I'm thinking it's fine.
You look well. Yeah, you look well dressed. You're not wearing the skis on my wooden floor. I'm very grateful for
That's
that.
it.
Good,
Okay.
well done. Okay, here's your
Right.
text.
Winter. Winter storms can be accompanied by extremely strong winds, which can create blizzard conditions with blinding, wind-driven snow, drifting, and dangerous wind chills. Sometimes this is called a whiteout. These intense winds can bring down trees and poles, and can also cause damage to homes and other buildings.
Very good, well done. Yes, a combination of wind and snow and ice can bring on really treacherous conditions. Okay, just a couple of words for you. One's a phrasal verb, we like those. But the first one is blinding, not blinding, blinding. To go blind, we sometimes say snow blind. If you're snow blind, the white of the snow can actually burn your eyes so much that you go snow blind. Isn't that awful? But also the wind and the snow together can be blinding, especially if you're driving. I don't know if you've ever driven in heavy snow, but it's horrible because your windscreen wipers can't clear the snow off quickly enough. So blinding, try it. Try saying it, Oscar. Blinding.
Blinding.
That's it, good. And the next one is a phrasal verb, to bring down. So it's not bring down, it's to bring down trees, to bring down telegraph poles. Okay, to bring down.
Thank you.
Okay, so try this again. Can bring down trees and poles.
Can bring down trees and poles.
That's it. That second one was it. You did it again the
Yeah.
first time. Yeah, treating phrasal verbs in pronunciation, because they're sort of joined together. You can almost think of them as being hyphenated. Yeah, so to bring down. Oh, sorry. Ignore the B there. Okay, good. Well done. Okay, so I'll finish
Thank you.
off, and I'll finish off for you. Hyphenated. A hyphen? Yeah. So that little dash, hyphen. When two words are joined together by a dash, it's hyphenated, Marco, okay? Good. Okay, so I'll read the last bit for you, okay? Wind chill is not the actual temperature, but rather how wind and cold actually feel on exposed skin. As the wind increases, heat is carried away from the body at an accelerated rate, driving down the body temperature. Animals are also affected by wind chill. Ice and snow together can cause avalanches in mountainous areas. An avalanche is a mass of snow, ice and rocks falling rapidly down a mountainside. And as I say, I'll share this link with you, but it's up to you if you watch it. This is the recent news reports from Italy where this awful avalanche took place. And it was a combination of the weather and earthquakes that brought this avalanche down on top of a hotel. And the emergency services there went in and, just, you can't imagine. And they just pulled a couple out. I think it's 58 hours after the avalanche, and they were still alive. They'd been literally just keeping alive by sucking on the ice for moisture. Unbelievable. Just incredible. So
That was the one in Italy?
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
Yeah.
So winter's lovely. I mean, I love winter, and it's beautiful today here. Sunny, blue sky, but it's bitterly cold. And you really do have to take care when you're out and about, so you don't fall over or slip, and when you're driving, so that you don't lose control of the car. And really, compared with some parts of the world, this is not that harsh. In other parts of the world, you have to think, am I going to go outside or not? Yeah, exactly, like Sabia, exactly. So I am aware that when I talk, I moan about the weather because I'm British, okay? I can't help it, it's genetic. But I am aware that other people really do live in extreme conditions. Are there times, Marco, when you don't go out because it's just too dangerous to go out?
No. I wrote in Siberia. Siberia is in Russia. And I live in Serbia, in Belgrade. It's as I said, this winter is a little bit harsh, but I used to, maybe 10 years ago, it were the similar winters like nowadays, but not only if if payment is covered with ice, it can be very dangerous. Otherwise, it's not so dangerous if you just because the services are cleaning cleaning the roads and so on. So
yeah, not cleaning, clearing.
It's
clearing.
Yeah,
cleaning.
Yes,
cleaning the roads would be a bit extreme.
cleaning the snow. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, we sometimes get the snow plows. We call them snow plows.
Oh, snow plow. Is that plows is also used in farming? No.
Yeah. But the snow plows have a big shovel placed on the front of them, and they just clear the snow off the roads, especially the major roads. Not so much our street. We're lucky if we get a snow plow down our street, but on the main roads, they will put the snow plows out, and the gritters. The gritters are the ones that spread grit or salt, just to stop the traffic slipping and sliding all over the place.
And in Berlin, the services are, I suppose, very efficient. They make solution almost immediately, or it's not.
Yeah. Absolutely. In some areas, they're very, very efficient. In Germany, they're pretty good. In England, it's chaos. Don't expect to see the snowplows too quickly. Oscar, are you feeling your age? Okay, well, we've finished the reading for today, and I promised Oscar his chance of revenge today. So shall we go outside? I promise you that the pond is safe. You won't fall through the ice. Monique, take the mic.
No, I just I wonder what homeless people do, especially in Europe. I know that there are shelters where they can go, but my question is more about, can all the countries
Every year people die on
with
the
this
streets. Every year. Even in Germany.
Oh my God.
I know. It's harsh, I'm
Oh.
afraid. There are shelters, and there are people who go out when it's below a certain temperature with blankets and warm food, etc. But it still happens every year. And you know, we have the scandal in the UK, even though there's a winter fuel allowance in the UK. So every year pensioners get that bit of extra money to help to heat their homes. But even so, every year pensioners die of hypothermia. And it's awful. Yes, I know.
we're lucky then?
Yeah, I think having a mild climate is definitely a nice thing. You know, I know people always say, oh, I wish it would snow here. There is a price for this beautiful landscape. I think so, yes. Okay, let's go outside. So, Shiny, can you stand up?
Yay!
Yeah, come on. I'm not sure about Shiny dressed like that. I think she's at risk from hypothermia. Oh, one thing actually I haven't mentioned is winter tires. In Germany, it's a legal requirement. I think around November to change the tires on your car to winter tires. And in some parts of Germany, you have to wear snow chains on your tires. Okay, where's Shiny? Shiny! I'll TP you over, Shiny. Okay? Okay, so let's go over, and you know what to do? You go.
Going to ski?
Oh, well, it's up to you. I'm actually going to go. In fact, I'm going to fly so I can get myself ready quickly. We're going to go and grab a couple of snowballs and have a snowball fight, just to cheer us up after the misery of a harsh winter.
I haven't had the snowball fight
Ah, okay, what you need is...
and I remember this place very well.
Okay, so what you need is, you need your snowball tosser and you need your snowball meter. Okay, you can get it
What's that?
from here. Okay. And
Snowballs, try.
yay!
This is
You need to wear both. Okay.
both?
Yeah, the snowball meter and the snowball tosser. You should find them in your inventory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So click on it. And
Did
you
I
can
add
also-
this or where?
You wear. You just double click.
Oh,
Wear
maybe-
on the right hand and wear on top left. The meter is a HUD, heads up display, HUD, heads up display I should say. And the snowball, it will appear in your hand. So if you notice in my right hand, I've got a snowball. Now if you need to, I can show you on the live stream. Okay. So let me just, let me go to live stream. I'll share the link with you. Now, if you've already had a snowball fight, then you can just wear them. You don't need to get another copy. But now there's another trick. So let me just go to my channel. Ah, thank you. Somebody's trying to kill me already. I can't believe it.
It's my revenge.
Ah, is that right? I'm dead. I can't believe you did that whilst I was explaining how to use it. Look, I'm deaded. Monique, get my revenge for me.
Oh my gosh. So where is Lena? Oh my god.
Okay, I can't even. Oh, shiny, well done. Aladdin killed me, so. Oh, come on, guys. Stop killing me.
Oh my god. One hit me. Oh no.
Right. I'll take myself out of the area. Don't pelt shiny. She hasn't even got a snowball. That's mean.
Oh no, I'm about to die.
Ah,
I don't.
okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I love the way you say, oh,
I
well,
am.
okay. Whatever.
Excuse me, where in the inventory is the snowball?
Okay, if you just go to your inventory. I was meant to be sharing, but I'm dead. I can't share.
Just type it in the search part. The snowball,
problem.
and you will see
Someone
the file.
Unbelievable. I can't believe it. You are so mean, you guys.
My gosh. I'm trying just to resuscitate here. Just hold on.
It takes
You see,
time.
Lynn? You see, Lynn, they didn't give me a chance.
Marco,
I know, but the nice
are
thing
you
is they
trying
can't kill
to
you
get
either.
involved, Marco? Come on. Come on.
Oh my
I
god.
can't
You're an
see
expert,
people
Aladdin.
there. Who is else?
Okay.
Come on, move, Monique. Do something for yourself.
Okay, the stream, Oscar, the stream is here.
Okay.
Okay, so let me show the stream. Oh, God.
I know.
I'm still dead.
Who
I'm
did it?
still
Was
dead.
you? I can be.
Okay, so here's the stream. Just bear with me 1 second whilst I sort something out. Okay, and
Oh, Aladdin! So hard to catch you.
Come on.
I cannot see anything now. I'm about to die, I think. Okay. Now I'm dragging on the floor.
Tiny, come on.
You
But
find
how
it,
to throw
Oscar?
it? It's possible to throw it. I don't know how to throw.
you go to mouse view and you start throwing.
Ah, yep.
You need to be in mouse view.
Oh my god. It's, yeah,
What
it's
is
Oscar,
called?
did you
this-
find
the
the
wheel is
snowball?
cold.
I'm afraid
It's
I'm not.
swinging.
I didn't.
Okay. Open the inventory again.
Yes.
Can you see the Okay, so maybe in objects. Look at that file.
Yes,
sorry,
in objects,
sorry, that
but
folder,
it's-
and it's
Yes,
to
yes,
objects
I can see.
folder.
Thank you.
Fine.
Yes, yes. Thank
Okay, both. Closer than me.
Yeah,
gosh.
I got Aladdin.
Okay.
I got
Can't see
Aladdin.
anything.
Yay, good, good.
Okay, so now Oscar, having got my revenge, you should find you've got your
Okay.
snowball in your right hand, and then you go into mouse view to start throwing the snowball. Then you go and hit Monique because she's standing still. And you have to run around.
same
I
you.
would suggest you run, by the way, because these guys are a bit competitive. And you can hide behind snowmen as well, by the way, just so you know. So, and watch out for teachers.
Oh,
Sorry. Marco, how are you doing? Are you able to throw your snowball now?
Why are you hiding, Lynn? I can find you.
Flying on the-
I can't. I
No,
can't.
you cannot fly.
This is behind the woody, the wood
cannot
thing there. Come on. Come on, whatever you are.
Hi, Aladdin, I like
don't hide.
them.
I'm back.
Okay, welcome back. Oh, Paladin!
I'm sorry, Marco. Okay, Marco, have you got the stream?
No problem.
Can you see the stream? Oh, wait, somebody's killing me again. No, I hate being chased.
Oh my gosh, again? I'm on the floor?
Yes.
I can't... Okay. I did.
Stand still, Aladdin. Stop running around.
Stop flying, Lynn. Shit.
Okay, I can't stop flying actually. I'm not sure why I'm flying even. Oh, well done, Marco. You're alive again. Poor Oscar's dead.
Yeah, but I can't.
Oh my god, Oscar.
It's all over for me.
Marco, run!
Yes, sorry, I can run, but I don't know how to throw.
Ah,
You need to go into
set
mouse view.
for,
Mouse view.
Oh my god.
Yeah, trying to catch Aladdin's like trying to catch a mouse.
Can you see, Marco, can you see the arrows? I mean, there is, where you can move, or where you can just move your camera. There are some little icons there. And the last one, just put the mouse there and you will see the titles, you know. One says mouse look view and the other says, when you zoom something, for example.
When I zoom,
Next to that,
when I try to
icon.
zoom something.
Exactly. But next
Okay.
to that, okay, so you will find the mouse view. So basically you cannot see yourself. And you will have like a name or like a, how do you call that? Being like a name,
Avatar.
point, a dot. Yeah. And then you have to click it and that's all. Hit. Sorry, Oscar.
Oh.
Oh no!
Yay, well done, Marco.
Well done, Monique.
That's right, Monique helps you and
Sorry,
you throw a
sorry.
snowball at her. That's nice. Oi!
Oh, Lynn, come on.
Sorry, Lynn.
Please, I need a
Hey,
dog.
thanks, Monique. Thanks, Monique. Sorry, I have to try it.
That's okay.
You
Perfect.
killed me.
It's
You
okay.
killed me again. I can't believe it. Oscar as well. And Aladdin. Go on then.
Where are
it's
you,
between
Oscar?
Monique
Okay,
and
now I
Marco
can-
now.
No, you should wait.
I need a
No,
doctor.
it's Aladdin. Aladdin is... You know what?
It's the way Aladdin's sliding around under the ice.
Yeah, I like it.
It's so funny. It's a bit creepy
Aladdin,
actually.
wake up. Wake up, don't sleep on the ice. You will caught the cold.
We'll catch hypothermia, yes.
Look,
Oh dear.
stand up, stand up.
Come on guys, give me a break.
Have you read something or... Monique,
I'm trying to catch you. Okay.
okay.
Don't move!
Oh.
I'm hiding.
I don't blame you, Oscar. I don't blame you.
I'm alive. I'm still alive.
Yay!
Yeah, you are.
You can come back to life, you know.
Today, fever. But I don't know how to defend.
Oh, it's really bad.
What do you say, Oscar? Sorry.
That was right in my face, Monique.
I see. I see. You are taking advantage of my useless at this.
Oscar, you're the one who
the most
requested
effective
this.
one. You have to throw
I
it onto the
have-
face.
that thing as well, you
Most
know?
effective
For me, it was
one.
last year.
You have to you have to focusing on the head
Who's killing me?
like a zombie.
Kitely.
Sorry, Monique.
Get it? Oh my god.
Ah, was you, Lynn?
I was, I'm afraid. Oh no. And I can't run. I can't run. For some reason, I'm not running. Come on, run, you silly avatar. Come on, you silly avatar. Run, run.
Feel like a Walking Dead.
Hey, Aladdin, stop it. Hey.
Aladdin, go to the forest. Come here.
Hey! Oh, no! No! I'm gonna die again! I can't even run. Why am I not running? My avatar is so stupid. Aye, come on. Run around like... Oh, I'm dead again.
Excuse me, why dropping building is disabled?
It's...
Building dropping objects not allowed.
Yeah, that's just a security aspect.
Why you
Okay.
are very strong, Marco? I threw it a lot of you on your face.
Well, I have to change my name on Tough Guy.
Lynn.
But it is already
How many
used.
times have I been killed now? This is so unfair.
Lynn, you are as a cat.
I
How
have-
many lives?
I do. I have
Yeah.
many lives.
Marco, take care. Monique behind you.
Oh, I'm dead again.
Behind you.
He's killing me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to kill
Can't-
Marco.
I
Oh my
saved you.
god.
I saved you, Marco. I saved you.
Thank you, Aladdin. I respect it.
Okay,
I
Lynn.
accept your
Okay,
life.
it's
Let's
time
get
to
it.
team up.
Okay.
Okay, it's time to
It's
team up.
time.
No, wait.
It's time to.
Come on.
Marco, keep through at them while they are
Are you a
dead.
team, guys?
We are not.
I need someone
we
here.
don't want them to get up again.
Okay.
Come on, Lynn. You have to do it against them, okay?
Keep throwing at them while they are dead.
Oh no, Oscar.
Oh. Where are you go? Where you think you are going, Lynn?
You're so mean.
This is a game. Where are you going? I'm behind you. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh. He's running. Away. Monique. Why you are woke up? Go.
I'm begging here. I don't.
Keep. Oh, she's flying now. Okay. You come
no,
to
no,
revenge,
no.
Lynn? Take
Where's
this one.
Marco? Not around.
Oh my god.
Can do it, Lynn. Kill
Yes,
Aladdin.
I did it.
Yay!
There you are, Monique. We have had our
Yeah.
revenge on the moon. I'm going to go
Come on,
after
Oscar.
Oscar now.
Exactly.
And what was it you were saying, Aladdin? Don't let them get up. Just keep killing them. Oh my god. I can't believe it. Ah, Oscar's after me now.
Yes, I've learned.
Okay, right, I better
Who
go
else?
because
Who
I've got TGIF in a bit. So
Oh.
enjoy playing and
That hurts.
well done. Oh, Oscar's dead.
Okay, that's revenge. I kill him. I kill him.
Well done, Monique. The girls are the last people standing.
Okay.
Woohoo!
Yay. Okay, that's what you wanted, guys. That's what you got.
Absolutely. Well played, Monique.
Okay.
Well played. Okay, I'll see
Yeah,
you
brilliant.
TGIF in a bit. Take care. Bye.
Okay, yeah, I
Thanks
have
for
to
playing.
go too. Bye, guys.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
You.
Part of the world just near freezing temperature, 0 degrees, -1, -2 can be considered extremely cold, but in other parts extreme cold means temperatures well below 0. I mean, they'd laugh at me complaining about -6 this morning. They go, it's nothing, it's -20 here. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's bad. And having experienced -10, -15, there is a degree of cold that is just, you realise, hang on, this is actually quite dangerous. Okay, so it can depend on perspective. Like, I think plus 30 degrees is kind of hot. And then Bubbly will tell me it's plus 45, and I think, okay, that's hot. Exactly, Monique. Yeah, you're saying, oh, it's freezing here. It's 11 degrees. And I'm like, lucky, get your bikini on. So if we think about a harsh winter, what we call a harsh winter, so winter's winter. Winter comes around every year. But then if you have a harsh winter, and I would say that Europe at the moment is experiencing a harsh winter, what kind of dangers do you think it can bring? Take the mic when you've got some thoughts to share.
A harsh winter can bring lots of bad.
Okay, get everybody together, and yep, thought as much. You're going to land on the table. Never mind.
Thank you. Hi, Aladdin.
Where is Aladdin?
Just trying to run away from here.
It's running
I
away.
don't know.
Hi, Aladdin. Okay, I thought that for
Hello, Len.
talking about the dangers of winter, it might be nice if we're nice and comfy inside and safe, or as safe as you can feel, anyway. So you can join me at the table, or just stand up to you. Shiny's typing away furiously there.
Yeah.
Now keep an eye open for Oscar in case he joins us, because I haven't got him on my radar at the moment, and he sometimes is a bit late. So if you see him online, just remind me. I'll TP him over. Okay. Okay, you've got a little bit of noise coming through on Traum's mic. Traum, you got a bit of.
I'm going to mute my mic.
Okay, okay. Well, don't worry too much. We can, but if you mute it when you're not speaking, okay. And if you notice, Aladdin has a white dot. Yay!
Yes, I have a
Come
white dot
back.
here.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, it just makes a difference. And you can hear me, can you, Aladdin? Because I know you had real problems this morning actually hearing me. It was so funny. We were talking in chat in Kitely. I was listening to Aladdin in Kitely, but he was listening to me on the stream.
Oh.
There's always a way around these things, but it was a bit awkward. So you can actually hear me, Aladdin. Yeah?
Yes, I can hear you, all of you. No.
Hey, excellent. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, so Aladdin, you weren't here for my little bit of my spiel. Oh, what's happened to Marco? He's disappeared. Let's send him a teleport again. Okay. Don't know why that sometimes happens. There he is. Hi, Marco. Oh, hi, Marco. Boing, boing. Can you hear us, Marco? Are you okay?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, good, good. Okay, so we're going to talk about winter, but not the fun side. I'm sorry. We've been skating, we've been skiing, we've had a snowball fight, but winter can actually, although it can be beautiful and you can have lots of fun, it can be dangerous, even deadly. Okay. Now, obviously, there are different ways winter can impact on an area and on the people who live there, and it can depend on where you live as to how bad you think winter is. So, for example, in some
Things for all the people, especially, also for example, they go on the pavement and it's slippery, and the flat where they live in could maybe not be so warm, so they could freeze in their own home, and to get to the doctors and all the important errands they have to do on a daily basis is more difficult. It's more difficult for all the people. And yes, and here it's all sometimes when it snows so much, then the roofs have to carry the heavy load. And what shall do an old people? They cannot go up to the roof and to shovel the snow off. And yes, I think this is the but all the people, the generation now, the younger generation, they don't know how a harsh or a winter with lots of snow could be. The older people know it, because in some generations back, the winter here was more wintry with lots of more snow and lots of people.
because I was in the building area today, so it's not actually ready. Let's see, enter world, it will start, and then I'll TP you all over. Okay. Hello, Shiny, nice to see you. Can you hear us, Shiny, by the way? Hey, good. Can we hear you? Oh, here I go. Okay, I'm going. Ah, see you in a minute. Okay. And as ever, slight delay with the old noodle. Don't know why it does this, but it does every time I transport. Just have to wait, be patient, and then I can hopefully get down here into the house area. Okay. So I'll TP people over into the house in a moment. Okay. Hey, excellent. So let's see.